Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome into the 615 Preps Scoreboard presented by AccuWorks. Round one's in the books with a couple of exceptions in East Tennessee, but hopefully you're dry because last night was certainly one to remember.
I don't envy you guys.
Yeah. It was something. I was a little concerned for Chris because out there in the south of it, from what I saw, he was basically in the eye of the monsoon.
Yeah, if you were on our Instagram live about 6:45 last night, you would have heard it pop off. It was intense. Probably some lightning strikes within a mile of Page. Worked out okay. It sat through it for a few minutes, and it finally came to pass, and we got football in last night. But little hairy there for about 10, 15 minutes.
It was the right decision to push it back. Of course, yeah, right.
Page just scored again. More on that in a minute.
But yeah, out at Lipscomb Academy, it was 7:30, and then it was 8, and then it was 8:30. But then after 8:30, it had dried out, it had moved on. So definitely the right decision to push the games that stayed on Friday, just a little bit back.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people are asking, well, why didn't they just play Thursday night? Well, that has to be a mutual decision between the coaches, and some did not want to go Thursday. So
yeah, and I can understand that, especially if you have parents and seniors that you want to make sure that their parents can get off and and see their kids, especially if they have to travel. So I kind of get that, but on the other hand, you're weighing out safety too. So.
Yeah, they all have their decisions, and for some, it worked out better than others. We haven't done this in a while, Joe.
Why do I hate Wilson Central? Well, they're WC, and they're a WC team that is out of the postseason, unlike my alma mater, who won 59-0 last night, won a sectional title. Warren Central back in the regionals. Go Dub C, the original Dub C.
Yeah.
There we go.
Big Chief says, how about the Westmoreland comeback? Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little while. We'll get to their bracket a little later on the show. We're going to start with 6A first here in just a couple minutes. Guys.
It's one good pick.
We'll talk about this one in a minute.
It's one good pick, but it was maybe your only good pick of the week because you had some you didn't do well picks wise.
Okay, I'll officially say it. Shut up, Joe. I will take office in Thompson Station on Monday morning.
That's fair.
So, yeah, let's get into it. Let's go to the scores through a couple nights. And we'll start at 6A with Blackman winning 24-9 over Gallatin. The Blaze defense got it done pretty much all night. This was a 3-3 game at halftime, though, if I'm not mistaken.
No, yeah, it was.
But it kind of went the way we thought it would. Defensively, Blackman just really good. And Gallatin, they're missing some guys on offense. It's hurt them this year. Blackman just finds a way to play really good defensive ball, and that's just what they've done all year.
Yeah, and the way this one turns out, we said it would be a lot more interesting game if Jackson hadn't got hurt. If Jackson wasn't hurt, Blackman may have been in real big trouble in this game. But they were able to turn it on in the second half, 3-3 at halftime, and that it sets up well for them. They'll go on the road to play Dobbins Bennett. If they can win that game, they would host. Correct? They would host Maryville or Riverdale, right?
Yeah, good night for Javion Elliott. 166 yards passing, a touchdown, rushed 6 times for 60 yards and another score. Bryson Mitchell, 7 receptions for 90 yards. The second half, that Blackman offense really woke up.
Blackman improving to 10-1 with that win. Gallatin's season will end with a 6-4 mark. And that one again on Thursday night. Last night, Riverdale and Lebanon, that was a TV game. They, of course, got started late as well. Riverdale wins 28-7.
Yeah. I'm driving up to Indiana, and I let Jess see my phone to check on the Haywood-Lexington score, which we'll get to that in a bit. But she says she sees a text from Cam. Cam, what happened in that game early on? Because there was some shenanigans from what it sounded like.
Yeah, so Riverdale gets a 3 and out, and they score. I think it was on the second play, like a 70-yard touchdown screen pass, and then Lebanon goes down the field, and they score a touchdown. Let's just call it what it was. They score a touchdown. The kid catches the ball, tucks it into his shoulder. Now the ball is moving when he's tucking it into his shoulder. When he tucks it into his armpit, the defender for Riverdale tackles him in the corner of the end zone. The ball pops up in there, and Riverdale catches the ball, maybe in bounds, maybe not in bounds. They didn't talk about that on my TV 30, but he catches the ball in the end zone, and he runs it out to the 19-yard line, and they call it an interception. They call it an interception. And listen, he got a sideline warning. I have no idea how Chuck Gentry did not get thrown out of the football game because I would have. That was one of the worst calls I've seen, along with another spot call that we'll get into in another game later that had a huge impact on the game. And I was going to make a point to say this. You know, we talk about the advantages of having games Thursday and Friday to get the best crews out there. There were several games where the officials dropped the ball this week.
Mm-hmm. And overall, I mean, that's a bad call, but Lebanon could not stop Jacob Vaughn last night. 275 yards and 2 touchdowns. That kid's a rising star.
Yeah.
He's going to be Riverdale's going to be really, really good these next couple of years.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they have a chance to make some noise in this playoff run too. And they're 8-3 now, 28-7 winners over Lebanon. They avenged a couple of prior playoff losses to the Blue Devils in their previous 2 meetings. I think it was 21 and 22, where they both went to Lebanon and lost. And one of them was an overtime affair. So definitely Riverdale on the right side of this one in the 6A playoffs. They will move on. Oakland, a 42-10 winner over Cookeville on Thursday night. The Patriots 11-0, and
And the train just keeps on chugging along.
Yeah, the Patriots scored 2 rushing touchdowns in the second quarter, despite holding the ball for only 38 seconds of the second quarter. They rolled up 338 rushing yards on the Cavaliers. Haggard had 7 carries for 113, 3 touchdowns. Craig Tutt got in on it rushing-wise, 144 yards and 2 touchdowns. Just an overall dominating performance by the Patriots.
Yeah, it's efficient and dominant. That's 2 words that would describe Oakland on Thursday night. Green Hill also winner on Thursday, 42-14 over Smyrna.
This was 14-14 I believe at one point before Green Hill just rattled off 28 straight. And the Hawks are out of those first round woes are officially a thing of the past. They're in the second round, and we'll see the bracket here in a little bit. I like them to get to the quarters.
Yeah, it's go ahead.
Matter of fact, let's go ahead and look at that bracket while you talk, Scott.
Well, I was just going to say, Smyrna scored first. They get a pick 6. Hawks answer on a Cannon Burrows run. Smyrna gets a big play out of Corey Weathers. That's all the scoring they would get. Cannon Burrows threw for 116 yards, 2 touchdowns, rushed for 2 more. Zach Cartwright, another big night, 159 yards rushing. Smarties turned the ball over. They turned the ball over 5 times in this game.
Cartwright's a beast.
Yep.
So the eastern half of 6A shapes up like this. Green Hill's going to be at home against Side Hill. Oakland will host Bradley Central. Riverdale heads east to Maryville, and Blackman does the same to Dobbins Bennett.
I love the house logo.
Yeah, it's a good touch.
It's home. It's home.
Yeah.
It makes it feel kind of home for everybody. So.
Yeah, I think we have an outside shot here to have an all 6-1-5 Eastern half. That Riverdale Maryville game is very intriguing. The Green Hill Science Hill game is going to be a toss-up. Could be a shootout in that one. But definitely like Oakland and Blackman to advance.
Yep.
Yeah.
To the semis?
To the next round, Joe.
Oh,
We're not
okay.
that far ahead.
Yeah.
We're not that far ahead.
I was about to say.
Yeah. About a week ahead. About a week ahead of yourself there, but that's okay. Yeah. All right. There we go. So Independence wins in double overtime over Clarksville. They came back to stun the Wildcats 27-20.
Yeah, we had Tyson there. And, back and forth game all night. Chris got this one right, admittedly. Good for Chris. Clarksville, tough night, and they had a chance to tie it in double overtime. They just fumbled on the toss. Independent. Scott Blades, Indy's 2.0, is taking a big step forward, because we talk about how good this team's going to be next year. They're still alive, boys.
Yeah, and they finally got it done in a close game.
Mm-hmm.
They've had half of their games this year has been one score games, and they finally were able to close one out.
Well, Joe, you talked about Green Hill breaking their first round woes. They might want to borrow whatever good luck charm that Green Hill carried. Clarksville might, because their first round woes continue. I think this is the 4th straight year that they're one and done. But Independence, they found a hero in their backup quarterback in this game.
Yeah.
Ethan Langerhans came in relief, 117 yards passing, couple of touchdowns, a rushing touchdown. Eli Garlington had a score. George Mayberry continues to show up on the score sheet, 2 receiving touchdowns. Independence.
Tyson said he had 3.
Did he?
Yeah, Tyson said he had 3.
That's amazing. Then it's just this Independence team is, we talked about them being very scary good and peaking at the right time going into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest thing for Indy, though, is getting another week of practice in a team that is slowly just trying to really improve and evolve into what they want to be under Scott Blade's second time there. And a big step forward, an extra week of practice that certainly will help in that development, and a big win for the Eagles last night in double overtime in Clarksville.
They're going to be so good next year. They're going to be so
I'm going to
good.
agree. I'm going to agree with Big Chief here. Yeah, Clarksville definitely has to see a fourth seed in the playoffs.
Yeah. Ravenwood Thursday night 37-14 winners over Cane Ridge. The Raptors now 11-0 and moving on to round 2.
Yeah, this game was over in the first quarter. It was 35-0, I believe, in the first quarter. Matthew Anderson doing what he does, offense doing what it does. The Raptors are for real.
Yeah.
Good for Cane Ridge to be back in the playoffs. They missed the last couple of seasons, and getting that under their belts is certainly a good thing. Antioch 42-13 winners over Shelbyville on Thursday night.
Andre Adams is back, 4 touchdowns, and the defense holding that Shelbyville running attack to only 13 points is a big step forward for them.
Yes,
after the Clarksville loss a couple weeks ago.
Yes, certainly a point of emphasis there, and you love to see it if you're an Antioch fan. That defense has kind of been maligned a lot of the year, but they come up in a big way in round 1.
It's their first playoff win since 2007, I think.
Yes, it is. 2007 was the last time.
You have to send me those stats, because I had Adams with 5 touchdowns, Galladay with 153 receiving. But you're talking about defense. Amari Peters 13 tackles, Fred Ntumba 11.
Yep. Brentwood 33-14 winners over Rossview last night in the game. They also got delayed a while for weather, but Bruins will move on to round 2.
Just took care of business, as they should.
Yeah, I think go ahead, Chris.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I was just saying their special teams started out well, but Parker Emerson a couple of scores in that game. They also got a fumble recovery for a TD by Graham Letter. This is you're right. They just took care of business.
Round 2 shapes up like this in the western half of 6A. Independence will travel to Whitehaven. Houston will go back to Ravenwood. Antioch at Collierville, and Brentwood going to Southwind.
I'm going to tell you guys right now that Ravenwood-Houston game will be a pick-your-score type of game for Ravenwood after these last couple of years. They're going to take out some frustration. Houston's not the same thing we've seen in the Blue Cross Bowl the last couple of years. Ravenwood's a better team than what they've had. It could get ugly.
We could see an Independence Ravenwood repeat after this coming week.
Yeah, potentially.
I think that Independence has a really good chance in that game. Yeah, the Southwind the South is going to be tough.
Antioch on the road at Collierville. That's going to be an interesting one for sure.
Yep.
And these quarterfinals could be it
Gonna be
could be
tough.
Southwind and 3 Region 6 teams.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Gonna load up some highlights here real quick about the stuff over at Page last night. Patriots, after about nearly a 2-hour delay for Lightning, they finally get out there, but big trouble for Hendersonville early. A bad punt snap, mishandle, block punt. Page takes over. Then Cameron Cruz, he's going to cruise around the right side and score the first points of the ball game. Bad punt, I know. I'm doing it anyway. 7-0 Patriots. And from this point, it looks like Page was just basically ready. Love the play design here to fake the jet, get the shovel pass to Knight Wilson. He's in the end zone, 14-0 Patriots in the second. And at this point,
I love those jerseys.
Yes, I do
I was
too.
going to say,
Bad to worse here for Hendersonville. Option pitch. This was 2 plays later. Cohen Grissom's going to scoop and score. 21-0 Page.
He just hit him into the end zone.
Yeah, kind of a little holy roller action right there. Another
man.
fumbled pitch there. Colin Mulick will get this recovery. You'll see the back half of Knight Wilson catch and run. This was a 59-yarder from Cruzy as well. 28-0 Page. That was the score at halftime. In the second half, it started right away. And Mulick again, his second turnover of the game. He gets the interception on the first play of the second half. And it leads to a little bit of a fake out here. What? Cruzy Noti, good job on this fake. You guys had me fooled. I look around and all of a sudden Caden Ackerman's in the end zone with the ball. That's a fantastic fake. 35-0 Page. Running clock was on, and that was the best announcement of the night. We also got a little bit of fog in the second half, too, as you can see it rolling here. One of the
eerie feeling.
Yeah.
It is. It got eerie in the fourth as well. Drew Rempel, as the backups were in, finds Tyson Cobb on that touchdown, 49-0. I missed the last two because it was an Eli Bell fumble return and a Quincy Finley pick six as time expired. Page rolls. They win 62-0 over Hendersonville, and this was just dominance.
Okay, are we going to pretend that and not say anything about the fact that they wore a digital camo jersey against the Commandos?
That's
Well,
what I
I
told
said
Jess
that-
this morning.
I actually talked to Knight Wilson about that. They had a Veterans Day presentation, and they had actually ordered these uniforms several weeks ago, and they just brought them out for Veterans Day.
They're great.
They are.
Oh yeah, they're
I agree with-
awesome.
I do agree with Matt. The white pants. I don't know. Got maybe do something else. Maybe the black pants or something like that. But the tops are great.
Yeah.
They are.
Maybe blue or red pants even. I don't know.
As for the football side of thing, Page is really freaking good. There's not a whole
Yeah.
lot of analysis you need to do there.
No, there's not. No, there's not. Yeah, it took them a couple of possessions to get going offensively, but once they did, yeah, just forget it. And really, they forced 7 turnovers and scored on nearly all of them.
Oh wow.
So that
That's
coupled
tremendous.
with every kickoff going into the end zone, you're putting Henderson to 20 to start possessions. Yeah, you don't need a whole lot offensively when you're doing that.
No.
So Page rolls 62-0. We'll talk about their opponent here in just a bit. But Scott, we got some highlights from you from Thursday night with the Bucks on Shackle Island.
Yeah. Yeah, here come the Bucks. I love the smoke and all that. It was just awesome. Here's K'Wan Taylor with a long run here, starting out, and the Lightning are in business. But that's going to be about as far as they got on that one, because on this play, you're going to see Brock Miller get the pick at some point. There it is. And Bucks take over, killed the drive there, and this is really when the Bucks offense started to take over. The very next play, Caden Powell finds Champ Nix for 56 yards. This gives the Bucks the ball inside the 5, down around the 2-yard line.
Nice block.
Mm-hmm.
That kid's a stud too.
And then Caden Powell's going to finish it off here with a 1-yard run. It's 7-0 Buccaneers. Nice, reached out to the kids. This was nice. Next drive, Shelton Swafford, back after a 7-week layoff with a shoulder injury, gets in the end zone. Good to see him back. That's going to be big for the Buccaneers as he gets back in the backfield. Let's see. Oh, this is Powell again on the long run. Rumbles 40 yards, which is going to set up this run by DK Williams, 4 yards, and the Bucks are in complete control, 21-0. But the Lightning wouldn't go away. Here you're going to see Taylor hit Caden Davis for positive yards once he gets done scrambling, which he had to do a lot because DK Williams was in the backfield the whole game. And again, here's somehow got past the editing and incomplete pass. But then, here you go, Devin Crutcher with a long gain. And looked like they're going to score again. But Mekhi Jackson gets a pick. And looks like the Lightning are going to stifle them. But it wouldn't matter. They wouldn't get very far. And then we're going to see Devin Crutcher again with the long run, punishing back. He got down inside the 5. They backed it up, and then he scores from 5. And the Bucks are up 28-0. Again, it was good to see Shelton Swafford back. Here you see him with his biggest run of the night. He didn't play a whole lot, but none of the starters really did. Here we got the jet sweep with Jeremy Laster. It's going to be 35-0. And yeah, Lawson would get things going late in the third. You'll see Taylor take a lick here, but he's going to deliver the ball to Jackson. And they actually get something going in this part of the game. And here it is to Jackson again. They start driving down the field. This is going to set up De'Aaron's Guerrero, a 5-yard score. Nice tippy toe action after Taylor gets. As I said, he was constantly being harassed. Nice tippy toe catch there by Guerrero. 35-6, and then the Bucks will top it off with this Thomas Mendoza 22-yarder. 38-6. The Buccaneers had no problem with Lawson in this game.
Yeah,
just talented.
Yeah, good to have Shelton Swafford back in the line for Beach. He'll be important for them in the next couple of weeks. Lawson, that's their first playoff appearance. And not the way you want it to go, but still that extra week of practice is beneficial for that program moving forward.
Oh, yeah, they were that program's bright. They've got a bright future, I think.
Beach improves to 9-1, and they will move on to the next round. We'll talk about their opponent here in just a moment. More highlights. We're going to go to Nolensville. This was Thursday night as the Panthers hosted Portland. Portland a bit banged up coming into this one, and they still were able to mount a nice drive to start the game. Alex Steinwalker, a 44-yard touchdown for the Panthers. I didn't get in the video, unfortunately. Nolensville, Ryan Newell finds Oliver Bender here to put him up near the red zone. Tristan Lithmasai, we pronounced his name wrong all year long. 3-yard touchdown run for the Knights. 7-6 Nolensville late in the first. Then they get a 4th down stop. Portland had been 3 for 3 on 4th down of the first half until that point. And then Newell's going to connect with Oliver Bender here. The catch and run covers 48 yards. They take a 14-6 lead late in the first half, and then Newell again going to go around left end, and it kind of what unlocks this Nolensville offense is his ability to make plays like that with his legs.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, somehow find a crease, gets down the sideline for a big gain there. He's going to have another big run up the middle here to put them closer.
Ooh.
Didn't quite get in the end zone, but this will set up a J.D. Coleman 26-yard field goal to make it 17-6 early in the third quarter. Panthers were able to move the ball with that offensive line playing, I thought, a pretty solid game despite the injuries that they had. Nice run there for the Panthers. Josh Hicks here is going to take this in for 2 yards out early in the fourth quarter. Portland up 24-6, really in control of the ball game. Hicks also recovered a fumble in the contest, and here he's going to add an interception on a long pass down the field. Just finds his way inside and makes the pick. Also gets a 40-yard return on this one. That's going to put this game on ice. And then Newell and Oliver Bender would connect one more time with 5:20 to go. The Knights are going to advance. They win this one 30-6. Nolensville in control, but let's talk about Portland for a second. They were really beat up coming into this game, guys, and a great effort, just not enough to deal with a Nolensville team that was playing well.
No, and I mean, in years past, maybe when Nolensville's offense, maybe last year, not as prolific as they have been this year. Portland can control the ground game, keeping themselves in it, but Nolensville's got a really good quarterback, and Oliver Bender is a Division I wide receiver.
Yeah.
Couldn't guard them, couldn't stop them. Nolensville's really good, and again, we talked about it. I really like Nolensville to make a pretty deep playoff push, given their side of the bracket.
Yeah, they're 8-3. They're 8-3, and this is win number 100 for Scott Skidham as a head coach as well.
It's my guy, big coach.
Yeah, Portland. Yeah, their offensive line is massive and very, very good. They've just had unfortunate injuries all over the field, especially at their skill positions. Bender, you're talking about him, 6 passes, 114 yards, 2 touchdowns. Newell, 9 of 13, 152, and 2. Also had 12 carries and 140 yards.
And we go back to that touchdown that Bender had late in the first half that put him up 14-6. Portland had some momentum. They were very much in the ballgame at that point. If that score doesn't happen, who knows what we're talking about this morning? But that kind of seemed to deflate them late in the first half. They were putting up a heck of a fight, but that one kind of seemed to take some wind out of their sails there.
That's big of you.
Yeah, it is. We need to record that for posterity because probably we'll never see that again.
Yeah, you made a mistake and put it in print, Matt.
Yeah, shouldn't do that. Shouldn't do that. You let the intrusive thoughts win right there. Dixon County falls to the road to Memphis Central 24-10. The Cougars will finish with a 6-5 mark and a first-round exit in the 5A playoffs.
But Dixon County holding Memphis Central to 24 is very interesting.
It is. It is. That's the thing I take away from that one as well. Yeah, a good season for Dixon County. Just a tough draw in the first round.
Yep.
I'm going to load up some highlights here just a second. Cam, it's going to be you on deck for this one. Your Thursday night stop over at Station Camp with the Cougars and the Bison.
Yeah, it gets started with Xavier Tefteller taking it in 7-0 Centennial. Mitchell Grandjean finds Gavin Johnson. He splits the safeties, goes in 14-0 Centennial late in the first quarter. Station Camp after a big pass play to Pierce Brown. That is Colton Overby in for a touchdown, 14-7 Cougars early in the second quarter. Big time run right here from Mitchell Grandjean. You'll see him split his pullers and put on the burners. His coach was loving it right there. If we had audio on that play, but huge play from Mitchell, 21-7 Cougars. Station Camp answers right back. They come down the field. That pass is complete to Luca Gilbert for a touchdown. That is Colton Overby in for the touchdown. I did miss a Centennial touchdown play in here. So it's 28-21 Centennial. This is in the third quarter. This is a game of inches, and this is truly inches separates the interception and the touchdown there to Malachi Steele. Centennial goes up 35-21 at that point. Double move right here. They hit Centennial with a couple double moves. You see the frustration with some of the secondary guys, but Pierce Brown has gone down the sideline, 35-28. Wells Stanley will add the last points of the afternoon with a 44-yard field goal, 38-28 Centennial, and that would be the final score. Station Camp did have 2 missed field goals, and they also had a turnover on down inside the 20. So this game was kind of what we expected, back and forth. Both offenses really doing what they want to do. I think both quarterbacks threw for over 300 yards, so it was a very fun one to watch.
Toby Bruce on Instagram said if they had a defense, they would be hell. And I mean, I think that's a perfect. They really would. That defense has struggled this year, but my God, that pass from Grandjean that threaded. I mean, good God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mitchell Grandjean, good at football.
I mean, you say it's a game. I mean, he couldn't have put that ball in a better place.
No,
He
no,
literally
he
fit
couldn't.
it right
I thought it
between-
was. I really thought it was picked when I first saw that.
I
was
did
like,
too.
what
I was like, dang, all right. Hit him in
Uh,
stride. Right. Oh, great pass.
should note that even in the losing effort, Station Camp had some big numbers. Overbase set a new school record for completions in a game with 30, 52 attempts, 437 yards passing. Pierce Brown broke an old Josh Malone record, 10 catches for 297 yards in that loss for Station Camp. Big numbers. Unfortunately, not enough for them to get to the next round. Centennial will be the one moving on.
And I believe they do. Station Camp does return quite a bit for next year, so watch out for the Bison for next year.
They just got figured it out defensively. That's been their Achilles heel all year. Coach Bain's got himself a great team, though. I expect him to make some noise next year for sure.
Yeah.
So that bracket in the western half of 5A, Page is at home against Kirkwood, who was a 31-7 win over Brighton. Beach will be at home against Munford, who ripped Kenwood 60-14. Nolensville's hitting the road to Henry County. Henry County 58-6 over Memphis Overton. And then Memphis Central will be Centennial's destination in round 2 after their win over Dixon County.
Yeah. That Henry County Nolensville game is the standout one to me here. Obviously Beach Munford, but that's going to be a heck of a game. Could be a lot of points. Beach Munford's just going to be a physical contest. Beach has got more than one player, though. I like Beach in that one.
Yeah. And something to note, too, if Nolensville was to beat Henry County, they would host the quarterfinal game regardless of the opponent.
Yeah.
So,
as one-on-one matchups go, I'm interested to see Page's defensive line go up against Kamari Blair at Kirkwood. I just want to see how they match up.
Yep. Nobody of our area in the eastern half of 5A, but we'll look at that start of the bracket real quick. Sevier County rolled over Knoxville West 34-9. They'll host Walker Valley, who is a 7-point winner over Tullahoma. Powell shuts out Morristown West 44-zip. Lincoln County will go there next week. Lawrence County at Knoxville Halls, and then Columbia put up 70 and win over East Hamilton 70-42. They'll host Knoxville Central.
Ding dong.
Yeah.
I need Powell and Sevier County to take care of business next week. That's going to be one of the better 5A games we see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hi.
All right. Real quick, let's talk about our fine folks at AccuWorks. AccuWorks is a full-service property damage restoration company that offers around-the-clock emergency service 24 hours a day, 365 days a year for the past 20 years in Middle Tennessee. Jeff Stockton and his team of industry veterans specialize in restoration projects for your home or business, fire restoration, smoke cleaning, water damage and mold remediation, storm damage restoration, general contracting, and much more. Our commitment is to assess each situation quickly and accurately to provide you the most efficient and complete restoration plan that meets your specific needs. AccuWorks performs emergency service and restoration for property owners across Middle Tennessee. With locations in Nashville and near you, our professional staff are minutes away from helping with your property damage emergency. Quality work, professionalism, and integrity have been the backbone of our company since 2006. Call us now at 615-292-2009 or toll free at 888-779-2228 or visit our website at AccuWorks.com. Bring everybody back in here real quick, and let's go to 4A. Macon County's reign as a state champion came to an end last night, 31-28 at Red Bank.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks, I picked Red Bank here. Last couple of weeks, Macon County just really inconsistent play. It's a young team. We kind of expected it. And to have to go facing Red Bank eventually was going to get them. That's the game of life. Really good year for Macon County. I think they're going to be great next season.
Yeah, it was an absolutely massive night for the Red Bank running back. Scott, you may have numbers on him, but it was a massive night for him, and ultimately a big deciding factor in the game. Macon County had scored to make it 24-21. Late in the fourth quarter, mid fourth quarter, Red Bank went for it on 4th and 1 at their own 40. Did not pick up the first down, and the far side official spotted it at the 40-yard line, and the near side official spotted it at the 43. I don't know how you get that discrepancy. A half-yard difference is somewhat understandable. It was ridiculous, and of course, the official that gave him the 43 was on the Red Bank sideline, and that was good enough for the first down. Then 2 plays later, the running back takes it 67 yards for a touchdown. It's 31-21. The game flipped on that one call.
Yeah, Macon County did rally back from the 24 to 14 halftime
239 yards.
deficit. They missed a 25-yard field goal, if I'm not mistaken, with no time remaining, had a chance to tie it. But Brendan Flowers, a good game, 72 yards rushing. Xavier Bentley, a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown.
Tigers will finish 7-4. Red Bank improves to 7-4. They advance in the postseason, and they'll host Gibbs next week. Nearly had a Region 4 sweep in 4A if Macon County had pulled that one off. White County over Hickson. They'll go to Greenville. Stone Memorial beat Loudon. They'll travel to Anderson County. And then Upperman, a big winner over Signal Mountain, and they're getting Alcoa at home.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, you wondered about that Gibbs team.
Yeah. I mean, I had a good feeling about them. I have them in the quarters on my bracket, which we'll update those standings going into next week once I get home from Indiana. We need Greenville, Anderson County to take care of business. I think they both do. And then Upperman, Alcoa, when you talk about games next week, that's the game everybody on this side of the bracket is going to be watching.
Yep.
On the other side, Liberty Creek season falls at Marshall County 48-21. And just a tough finish for the Wolves.
The Tigers offensively have started to figure it out in the latter half of the season. They take care of business this week. Pearl takes care of business this week. We get that rematch that I think everybody is excited to see.
Speaking of taking care of business, Pearl certainly did that. 70-7 on Thursday night over Battle Creek.
Landon Left, I think, had 2 punt returns for touchdowns at some point. Folks, stop kicking in the freaking ball. It's like kicking the berry on ground again. You don't do it, yet sometimes you don't have a choice. He finds a way to get the ball. The kid makes plays. He's going to be, to me, next year, if he continues to improve, next year he will be in the Mr. Football conversation. He's that good of a player.
Yeah, he was special. He also had a 30-yard a rushing touchdown. LJ Funk, good night, 6 of 7 for 120 and 3. But the Firebird defense, they held the Grizzlies, from what I've got, 22 carries, negative 28 yards rushing, and sacked the Grizzlies 6 times. Pearl Cone that's a tough draw for Battle Creek in their first playoff appearance.
White House falls at Spring Hill 41-34. Blue Devils will finish with a 4-7 mark while the Raiders get to 500 and move on.
Yeah. Kind of shocked by this one. White House was down big late. They made a pretty big comeback, but Spring Hill, just too much offensively for them early on. And the Raiders, I mean, they're not in our coverage area, but they've had a heck of a season for a team that in years past struggled to get a couple wins. Yeah,
their back had over 200 yards rushing in this game. And that's the one thing that White House is really good athletically. They can put points up, but you get a team that is solid, run the ball, and it does give them issues.
And suddenly Joe is a Spring Hill fan.
Well, all right, Spring Hill fan, you got the next highlights.
Yeah, back at Springfield Friday night, Jeremiah Beard doing what he does. The hang time, just absurd. And that seems to work every week for Springfield now because they've just been rolling. Very first play of the game, Kason Woodson going to dump it off. A little short pass, nothing special, but Dayon Payne's going to make it special. You talk about all the weapons Springfield has. Payne kind of gets overlooked. He takes it to the house, setting the tone. Springfield coaches are loving it, and for good reason. Springfield up 7-0. They would get the ball back shortly after. This time, Kason's going to take it himself, takes it in. Brian's not right. Kason takes it in himself, and Springfield's rolling. But Creekwood's defense kind of settled in there for a little bit. Springfield's going to get it going, though. Lemarius Dallin, nice little cut. He's going to make it in the end zone for 6 more. Springfield's rolling. Woodson to Jermaine Cobbins. There's a reason he's a Mr. Football semifinalist. Kid's a beast. And Springfield just kind of in cruise control. Their offense had some issues early on. Cam Wilson was the star of the night for me. He had 2 picks. Derek. He had 2 picks. Very next play after this, though, Springfield going to put the cap on this, and it's going to be Woodson. Great pass here to Beard and wide open. Springfield doing what they do. Creekwood would add on a touchdown late against the Springfield backups. The young guys getting some play time, which they've gotten to do a lot lately. Really good for the future. It was a great pass, though. I had to include it. I mean, he put it on the money. But Springfield rolls 35-7, and they got the draw they wanted, boys. They got the draw I wanted. Springfield will go on to host next week against Lexington.
And let me tell you, there was no happier person last night when he saw that result than Joe.
And that's not disrespecting Haywood. I got to do a lot of driving this week, and I was like, man, I'm going to have to drive to Brownsville. I'm not looking forward to it. I get to my mom's house, and I see Springfield or Lexington scored with 30-something seconds left to beat Haywood. Springfield gets to host one more game at least on that beautiful, beautiful field. And, it's going to be a fun time at Springfield on a Friday night.
Yeah. Kason Woodson did have a big night, 10 of 16 passing, 218 yards, 3 touchdowns. Cobbins, 5 for 72 and a touchdown. Cortavius Herring, 6 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, a sack, and a forced fumble, and a quarterback hurry. Dominating performance. I love how they play well within themselves. That on that first play of the game, you saw Beard make a very smart decision as far as blocking goes.
Yep.
They seem to be playing very complementary football.
And the big thing for them this week was cutting back on the penalties. The week before they had 16 penalties for 180 yards against White House. They had 2 this last week. Just 2.
Yeah.
Cut back on the penalties. When Springfield is going, the only team that can beat them is themselves. And I know they haven't their last couple games, they haven't played the toughest competition. Lexington's a big test. That's a really good Tigers team that went to Haywood and beat a really good Tomcats team. They were just out physicaled them. Not sure they'll be able to do that against Springfield this week. It should be a really good game. Excited to see my buddy Noah there. I know he's coming up.
Yeah, so the bracket looks like this in the western half of 4A. We've got Springfield at home against Lexington. Spring Hill will go to South Gibson. Pearl Cones at home against Crockett County, and Dyer County travels to Marshall County in round 2.
Please, God, Spring Hill, do the thing.
we know where his interests reside this week.
Yeah.
On to 3A. Watertown comes up short of Tyner 33-20, but hung in well against the Tyner team. It's been very good all year.
Yeah. They had a chance in this game, guys, and they some officiating issues maybe going on in that one, according to what we saw. But Tyner gets it done. Isaac is not on. He did want me to give a major shout out to Watertown this year. 5-6 record does not tell the story. The Purple Tigers have been great this season after starting off the year rough. Last couple weeks, couple really close losses, but they held a Tyner team to 33 points. Not a lot of teams have been able to do that this year. So the former Purple Tiger himself is very happy with his alma mater.
Yeah, this was Tyner's first time playing in their own stadium since like 2022. So they've been renovating their stadium. Watertown just turned the ball over too many times. Turned them over 4 times. First in the first 2 possessions, and automatically they're down 14-0, and it just couldn't battle back. Too much Mari Dowdell, 155 total yards, 6 touches.
Yep. Yeah, the 1 seed all held serve in this eastern half of 3A. Giles County had a forfeit win over Chattanooga Central. Tyner's win gets them into the second round. Meigs County over Johnson County 45-8. Gatlinburg-Pittman shuts out Kingston 31-0. So it's Forest to Gatlinburg-Pittman, Sequatchie County at Meigs County, Unicoi County at Tyner, and McMinn Central traveling to Giles County in round 2.
Giles getting a forfeit win just stinks. It's the playoffs. If you can't play, you shouldn't be in. Sorry.
Yep. 'Tis the system, unfortunately. Sycamore goes to White House Heritage and knocks off the Patriots 30-27 on Thursday night.
Vastly different game from the game that was played just a couple weeks ago. Sycamore led this 27-7 at the half. Heritage gets its offense going, but Sycamore, they hold on. Kind of a quiet team. They've had a couple of weird losses this year, but Sycamore 7-4 is one of the better seasons the War Eagles have had in recent seasons.
Yeah, they spotted them 7 points. So you're right, and then scored 27 straight, and then White House comes storming back. But Hicks Hunter, another good night, 56 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns, 117 yards on the ground, and another one had a pick. Cody Scalf, 11-17 for 119 and 3 touchdowns. Not a bad night for Xavier Murray, 19 completions, 202 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
And he'll be back next year, right? He's only a junior.
I
believe he's only a junior. So to see him fully healthy next year, if that is the case, because I know he's pretty banged up this year, seeing him fully healthy next year is going to be it's going to help them a lot, because they did have some young guys that stepped up this year. I think White House Heritage is going to be back to that 9-10 win range next year that we saw him in this year or last year.
Yep. Fairview doubles up Stratford 42-21 on Thursday night. The Yellow Jackets 9-2.
Yellow Jackets just keep on rolling. Cam does it. Never mind. I'm not going to do it. You look upset already. I'm not going to do it.
Kentrell Harrison, a good game in this one, 11 carries, 119 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. But, you look on the Stratford side of things were brought over there. Anton Wilson, 16-27 for 263 yards and 3 scores for Stratford. Jackson Law had 6 catches for 150 and a touchdown receiving. So Stratford gave them the game, but Fairview just awfully tough.
Yeah, and they'll be on to the second round of the playoffs after that win Thursday night. Westmoreland, a big comeback to get a 25-21 win over Camden.
Ruining my night. I picked Camden. No, it's all right. Good for Westmoreland. And they did it offensively. I mean, defensively, they did what they needed to do, but to rally the way that offense is maybe not built to rally. I mean, they're a run-heavy team, 25-21, but good for Westmoreland. They keep playing. We thought this team was going to be in a massive rebuild this year. Not so much.
We certainly heard about this one. Maplewood goes to Waverly and knocks off the Tigers 24-6.
Yeah. Good for Maplewood. I mean, rough 2-week stretch here for Waverly to be from unbeaten, chance to win the region, to all of a sudden they're bounced. They're done. 2 straight losses. First win for Maplewood in the playoffs since 2018, I believe.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just a tremendous win for a program that has been down there and seemed to be back on the rise. Interesting story this week. I believe that they got new helmets donated from Jeffrey Simmons of the Titans, and I put them to good use this week.
Certainly did, yeah. And then
that's a long road trip they went on, and they came away with the dub. So that's a great win for the Panthers.
Yeah,
and they got another long road trip.
Yeah, even longer one now. They're headed to Melrose next week. Westmoreland's going to travel out to Martin to play Westview. Dyersburg will visit Fairview, and then Sycamore will be on the road at Covington.
Yeah, Westmoreland and Maplewood, your prize for picking up first round wins. Road trips to Westview and Melrose. Good luck.
But if it's any consolation, there are a lot of people going to be in your corner this week.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And if you would ask those teams at the beginning of the year if they would take that the second round, they'd say absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's a testament to what kind of seasons they've had so far.
The best matchup here, though, Fairview Dyersburg at Fairview. Maybe we'll have somebody there. Who knows? That's gonna be fun.
Yep. Into 2A, Smith County falls at Bledsoe County 20-7. The Owls will finish with a 4-7 mark. I think this game was delayed, if I'm not mistaken. If somebody can help me out.
Yeah, I think that it was halftime at like 11 o'clock. Like it was forever long.
Yeah, the storms that rolled through our area late afternoon yesterday got to East Tennessee and really wreaked havoc there last night. So
rough season for the Owls. It's a young team though. They should be able to bounce back. Bledsoe County, not a bad team, so to hold them to 20 points is impressive. But lots to build on for Smith County going into next season.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
God. Jeez. Oh man. Ugh.
Oh, that's a rough
That's a
night.
late.
That's a rough
That's a late
night.
drive.
Oh God.
Yeah,
That is a late drive back.
Yeah, that's tough. Not sure why some of these East Tennessee teams didn't at least consider the same thing about moving games up or moving games to Thursday. And surely they knew that the Storms are coming their way too, right? You would think.
Yeah.
I just want to thank Springfield and Creekwood for moving their game to Thursday. Made my life so much easier because I was stressed.
I loved it because we got extra games.
Ouch.
Yeah.
3 hour and 36-minute delay.
Yeah, at some point you just gotta look at the future cast radar and be like, we'll move to Thursday.
Yeah, that's just tough. That's tough.
Especially
But,
when you have a team traveling that far.
yeah. Long road trip, unfortunately, on a late night to end your season. Yeah. Oh, okay.
I needed that this morning though.
I'm gonna let that marinate for a second because that's pretty good.
Is Trials down in East Tennessee?
Oh,
No.
we didn't need that. We didn't need that tonight.
I'm
We
just
need
asking.
that today. Okay. All right. Back on the rails. Cannon County season comes to an end 38-28 at the hands of Grundy County. Lions 7-4. Good year for them, but ultimately a first round exit.
Yeah, Eli had
couldn't get a stop.
a couple passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown for Eli in that game.
Yeah, apparently Smith County asked to move that game to Thursday night, and Bledsoe declined it.
Weak.
Like I said, it's got to be an agreement, and it's unfortunate that some teams won't do it. It does make them look bad then when that's the case.
Well, it always seems like what goes around comes around.
Yeah, Gordonsville wins 35-7 over York. Tigers are perfect 11-0 so far and rolling.
If you do a little comparison, that's the same York team that barely lost to Tyner. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? Scott,
It's getting a little shade. I need a little shade.
All right. Okay. All right.
It's getting a little bright.
Yeah. 2A Eastern half of the bracket looks like this. It's Bledsoe County at Happy Valley. Grundy County goes to Eagleton. South Green at Marion County, and Gordonsville awaits the winner of Oneida West Green, which is going to be played today.
And you got to think whoever wins that massive disadvantage going against Gordonsville, who's going to come to that, having played on Thursday night.
On 2 days extra rest, too. Yeah, that's a big disadvantage. Like I said, should have possibly looked at moving up, but who knows?
Yeah, right.
East Robertson 38-7 winners on Thursday over Riverside. The Indians, they're 11-0 too.
Just keep on rolling. They take out some frustration from that championship loss 2 years ago, and everybody's talking about Milan, Marion County, yada yada yada. To me, East Robertson's the favorite in 2A right now.
Yeah, Casey Young, really good night, 10-16 for 112 and a touchdown. He had 7 carries for 40 yards and a couple scores. Cade Brooks, he threw a touchdown pass, 1-of-1 passing for 80 yards and a touchdown. 5 catches, 49 yards and a touchdown. It was just domination. Zach Groves, 9 tackles, 3 for loss, 3 quarterback hurries. Also had 4 carries for 30 yards. So
yeah. We'll address this real quick. Yeah, York got in with 1 overall win, but they were 4th in their region. Monterey didn't win a region game at all, so that's how York got in with 1 win.
Playoffs.
That's
flawed. It's
that's how
flawed.
Tennessee works. Yeah, it's beyond flawed. Might be something to write about here in a week or two, or even next week. Who knows? Depends on how I'm feeling.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? Adamsville had East Nashville in a dogfight, but the Eagles put it on in the second half. They went 41-18.
Yeah, it was 10-7 or 14-10 at one point.
Yeah, it was 10-7 Adamsville at the half, if I remember correctly.
Then East Nashville said, "Oh yeah, we're here to play football," and then just rolled.
Yeah,
right,
which is what they do.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good bounce back win for East Nashville after the loss to East Robertson. They go to 5-5 with that win. Adamsville's season ends with a 7-4 mark. Next week, it's Huntington at Lewis County, East Robertson at home against Peabody, Milan takes on Mount Pleasant, and Fairleigh will host East Nashville.
Yeah, if you're East Nashville, you got to kind of look at that Fairleigh JCM game and go, they're gettable. To only put up 20 points at home against JCM. JCM's not a bad team, but East Nashville can put up tons and tons of points. Milan, you would think, probably takes care of Mount Pleasant. Peabody's not the Peabody that won 3 straight gold balls. Huntington, Lewis County is going to be a very, very interesting game, though.
Yeah, that looks like a pretty interesting bracket on the western half of 2A.
Yep.
Could we get an East Robertson, East Nashville rematch? Who's to say?
Potentially.
On to 1A, Innovation Academy's playoff debut is a 39-0 loss at Seal Creek.
But they made it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what matters. They made it.
Yeah.
And they're facing a Sail Creek team that's had its best season in decades. So, great. Not a great year, but, you make playoffs. Good building set for Innovation Academy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Best season in decades is their first ever home playoff game.
Okay. Well, yeah, that'll do it too.
Yeah. Yeah, but a couple wins for Innovation Academy after having struggles since joining TWSWA ranks. But yeah, it's an improvement for them, and they'll look forward for that.
For sure.
Joe Burns and Whitwell had a rematch of a game they played a couple weeks earlier, and it goes the Red Devils' way this time, 13-7.
Yeah, it's hard to beat a team, especially one that matches up with you well twice in a season. And I don't know whether Joe Burns held something back in that first meeting, but good for the Red Devils.
Yeah, they're 6-5. They're on to round 2. Red Bowling Springs, unfortunately, will finish 0-11. They've lose 58-0 at South Pittsburgh.
This game got away from the Bulldogs really early. South Pitt scored 5 touchdowns on just 6 offensive snaps in the first quarter, and they outgained the Bulldogs 305 yards to 37. It was just, that's how you get into the playoffs with an 0-11 record, is that you have only 4 teams in the region.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And Innovation Academy was the 3 seed. Red Bowling Springs was the 4 in that 4-team region. So that's how that happened, if anybody's wondering. Eastern half of 1A, still 1 game to play today, Midway and Cosby. They will travel to Clay County, whoever survives that one. Oliver Springs will go to South Pittsburgh next week. Joe Burns on the road at Coalfield, Rockwood at Sail Creek.
It's the South Pittsburgh Invitational, boys.
Yeah. Well, Coalfield took care of business. That's who I'm thinking is going to be South Pitt in Coalfield.
Yep.
Yeah, probably. Clay County will compete a little bit in that South Pitt game, but I think it's pretty clear.
What about Rockwood though? 4 seed coming out and takes down Hampton.
Yeah, one of the another one of those small schools that use that. People that hate on it call it a 1950s offense, 1960s offense.
Mm-hmm.
Leather helmet.
It works.
Yeah. When it works, it's devastating. When it doesn't work, it is also devastating. Just in the wrong way. Western half, Eagleville 42-28 winners over McEwen on Thursday night. The Eagles 7-4 and moving on to round 2.
We thought they'd get this job done. Offensively, they had a great bounce back. McEwen just couldn't stop. I'm assuming Jonathan Jordan had a pretty big night.
He had a pretty good night. 13 carries, 92 yards, and a rushing touchdown. But he also had 7 tackles and a block kick. Benton Fox was 7 of 9 passing for 90 yards and a touchdown, had 4 carries for 21 yards and 2 more. Cason Moore with Eagleville, 8 tackles and 2 sacks. I think defensively they really did a pretty good job.
And it earns them a trip to Memphis Middle College next week. Middle College 36-8 over Humboldt in round 1. Fayetteville will go to Dresden, Greenfield at McKenzie, and South Fulton at Richland to round out that part of the bracket.
Yep. Almost chalk.
Yep. All right, real quick. Again, let's talk to you about AccuWorks. When disaster strikes your home or office, you need the experts at AccuWorks to get your property back on its feet fast. Jeff Stockton and his team of industry veterans are experienced in restoration of your home or place of work due to water or storm damage, fire and smoke damage, or mold contamination. AccuWorks performs emergency service and restoration for property owners across Middle Tennessee. With locations in Nashville and across Middle Tennessee, our professional staff are minutes away from helping with your property damage emergency. Call Jeff Stockton and AccuWorks now at 615-292-2009 or toll free at 888-779-2228. All right. Into the Division II scores. McCauley routes Father Ryan 59-14. The Blue Tornado, no problems getting to the second round.
Brutal year for the Irish. McCauley just taking care of business.
Yeah.
Let's see. One more set of highlights. Scott, CPA and Lipscomb Academy, they've been playing for state championships before. This time, a knockout game in the first round.
Yep. And you're going to see Preston Patterson rumbling for 27 yards, subbing in for his brother Ross, who's out for the season. Let's see. Here's J.C. White. He's going to get things going on the next drive. Yeah, there we go. And that's going to lead this Cam Blevins 10-yard run. And watch him power in here. Ooh, just nasty.
I'm excited to see him on the basketball court this year.
Yeah, this is Jack Van Orman hitting Owen Cabell over the middle for 24-yard strike, and it's 14-7 Lions. But the Mustangs gave as good as they got early. Here, White's going to find Blevins deeper on the left side. I think that was Blevins. Maybe Jackson. No, it's Jackson. But then White would finish this drive off with watch this spin move, though. 14 yards out, and we're tied. This is 19 seconds left in the half. And it's 14-14 at the half. And things are really getting fired up there, getting a little chippy. Now we have Preston Patterson again on the tough run. And he was just a bludgeoning tool on both sides of the ball. And here we have Patterson again scoring. 8-yard run. Lions retake a 21-14 lead. And I put this one in for Isaac. This is a Cam Blevins catch and run. Blevins is visiting Vandy today, and Isaac was fanboying a little bit. But yeah. So that drive would go nowhere, though. And here comes Bradshaw Climb with a big run. And then this short pass to Owen Cabell that sets up the next touchdown. And here they're going to get it with a 10-yard climb run. And he just powers in. And it's bully ball at that point. Here's an incomplete pass. I think they got through editing. And here's a 4th and long, and the Mustangs go for it. And Preston Patterson sacks White, a huge sack and a loss. And then a couple plays later, Climb again, getting it down close, and he will pay it off. And here he is, and it is 35-14 with about 5 minutes left in the game. The Mustangs have pinned the Lions deep, and Van Orman will take an intentional safety. And then White hits Jackson Spencer with this pass. The final would be Lions 35-24 over the Mustangs.
CPA getting to move on to round number 2. It's only their 3rd one of the year, but that one's a big one.
Yeah, Rawls being out for the year hurts, but when you guys twin brothers back there doing what he does, it's fine.
I mean, he and Bradshaw Climb really made a 1-2 punch. It was it was really just bludgeoning, just trying to soften up that Mustangs defensive line. And in all honesty, except for some penalties, and this one got chippy and it got a lot of flags going late. Some of them deserve, some of them that I'll say would be questionable, just to be on the and for both sides. But I thought the Lipscomb put up a good fight until they started getting behind the chains a little.
Kind of going back to one of those highlights, just watching Owen Cabell run a slant route between him and Oliver Bender at Nolensville. I think those two run about the crispest slant routes you see around here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those two are so dangerous. Those two are so dangerous in those routes. When you hit them in stride, it's just really tough to stop.
Yeah.
So CPA's moving on. NBA on Thursday night, they did the same. They rolled up 44 points on MUS to win by 30.
We will have a Middle Tennessee team in the D2 AAA championship game.
Yeah, that is absolutely guaranteed now with that result, as the entire bottom half of the bracket is all Nashville teams, basically. It's CPA at Ensworth, NBA at Brentwood Academy.
All 615. You'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Top
you did
half,
your job, NBA.
Yes, they did. Top half includes Knoxville Catholic going to Baylor and McCauley at Briarcrest Christian in round 2.
Massive games this week.
And massive travel for McCauley, especially headed out west.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's and there's no really easy way to get there.
No, not at all. D2 AA, Davidson Academy season falls 35-12 at Lausanne. The Bears will finish with a 6-5 mark in that one.
Yeah, Lausanne's a real good team. That was a tall task for Davidson Academy for sure.
Yeah.
CAK knocked off Good Pasture 42-35 on Thursday night to end the Cougar season with a 7-4 record.
It's a game none of us had. We all had Good Pasture moving on, kind of shocked by it.
Yeah.
Defensively, they just could not get stops.
No, Ryan Gibson really kind of killed him. 30 for 30 rushes, 312 yards, 2 touchdowns. They gave up 476 yards total offense, but Chase Angel, he tried to keep pace. He's 15 of 23 for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns. Slim Lavelle, 6 catches, 187, 2 receiving. And Andrew Perry, 5 catches, 138 yards and 2 receiving.
FRA 49-14 winners over Lakeway Christian. The Panthers 9-1.
Yeah, they came out, made a statement. They got going early. This game was never in doubt.
No, Nimitz had a good night, 369 yards on 15 of 22, 5 touchdowns. Jaden Rush, 5 catches, 124 and a touchdown. Mike Hassel, 6 carries, 78 yards and 2.
JP2 season ends with a 3-8 record, 42-17 loss to Boyd Buchanan.
Yeah, Boyd just got going earlier in JP2. They're just not offensive consistently enough to, keep up with the likes of a Boyd.
Right.
And the game also Boyd Buchanan. I've got it wrong on that one, but either way, the Buccaneers are 11-0. Grace Christian goes to North Point Christian and comes back with a 17-7 win.
Yeah, it could have been very easy for Grace Christian to kind of fold given the last couple of weeks. They start off hot, 3 straight losses, but they get it done, pick up a massive playoff win on the road.
Yep.
BGA played Thursday night and got it done quickly, 56-7 over Notre Dame.
I think it was like 35-0 within 5 minutes or something like that. It's absurd. Aiden Marable scored an 8-yard rushing touchdown on the very first play of the game. It was over from there.
Yeah, he was pretty efficient. 7 of 8 passing for 173 touchdowns. Had 3 carries for 101 yards and 2. But Maddox Porter is just having an unbelievable second half to the season and playoffs. 4 catches, 86 yards and 2 touchdowns.
He's a beast.
Yeah, big night for Marable. Again, he is going to be a finalist probably for Player 3 Stars of the Week again, and more than likely.
And the Caden Marable Memorial Award.
Might have to rename it after him, but at least in the playoffs, though, they're eligible every week, so it's not necessarily a vote him off type thing. Here's the bracket in D2 AA. It's CAK at Lausanne, FRA hosting Silverdale, Boyd Buchanan hosting Grace Christian, and Knoxville Grace traveling to BGA.
CAK Lausanne's the real interesting, but Knoxville Grace BGA. Grace has had a good year. I'll be interested to see if they can replicate some of that magic they had in the win over Sevier County to again against BGA.
I stand corrected. Mike Hassel had 3 touchdowns.
And FRA is going to have a little bit of revenge in their minds too, because Silverdale knocked them out a couple years ago.
Yep.
On to single A, where Friendship Christian knocked out Ticton Rosemark 49-7 on Thursday night. The Commanders get their 9th win of the year.
Another game that was over in the first quarter.
Yeah, Tipton Rosemark. They got Friendship spotted them a touchdown early and then rattled off 49 straight points. Blake Waldorf, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns passing and 2 touchdowns rushing. D. Boone, 5 passes, 77 yards and a touchdown.
DCA 42-14 winner over Providence Academy last night. The Wildcats go to 7-4.
Yeah, it just took care of business.
Big night for King Gardner, 126 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns on 4 carries. Grayson Scraggs, 3 catches, 97 yards and a TD.
Franklin Christian's maiden voyage into the playoffs ends with a 55-7 loss at Trinity Christian, but still the 6-5 mark in a playoff appearance in year 1. They'll take it.
Yeah. Pretty good.
And MTCS definitely getting a little bit back from last week. 62-14 over Grace Baptist. The Cougars on to round 2 with a convincing win.
Grace Baptist just took on a really ticked off MTCS squad after last week.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Just on the wrong end of that.
Yeah. The Cougars rolled up about 387 yards rushing, and they were 2 of 3 on third downs. 2 of 3. They had 3 third downs in that game. And they only held the ball for 15 minutes in the entire game.
Underrated stat when you have that few of a third down attempts.
That DCA gets a shot for some revenge against USJ, but that TCA and TCS game to me is the standout matchup here in the second round.
Yeah.
Nashville Christian will start their playoff run against Jackson Christian at home, while Friendship Christian will travel to face Providence Christian in Murfreesboro next week.
Yeah, Jackson Christian going to have to score a lot more than 27 points to beat Nashville Christian.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's it. That's going to do for the scoreboard show. Our scores are all in for round 1. Final thoughts before we get out of here this morning.
Thank you, Lexington. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you.
Yep. Matchups start getting more closely watched, in my opinion. I think I don't know if we have any rematches this week, but we will have rematches starting next week at some point across the state, and should be a fun 4 weeks here.
Yeah, I mean, some unusual results, some obvious results, but it's the second season, folks, and you can't look ahead to anybody.
Ought to be good ones next week. Definitely got to talk about what we're going to go. We'll have a spotlight announcement probably later today, so be on the lookout for that. But that's it. We're done for the 615 Preps Scoreboard presented by AccuWorks. We're back Wednesday night, 7 o'clock for 615 Preps Live to get you ready for round 2. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Glad to have you all in, and have a good weekend. We'll talk to you Wednesday night.
Go Irish.